Hi, welcome back to my channel, Cloud Soldier. What we are doing in this video, we will be creating a a Linux machine using SSH keys. In our past exercises, what we have done, we created Linux machine with username and password, and this time we'll be using SSH keys, secure shell keys, which is a secure way of logging onto your Linux machine and it makes it very secure. So to do this, what I'll do, I will create a I've got Rabia with me. Hello, Rabia. Okay, so what we'll do, Rabia, so we create a quick Windows virtual machine so we can create a Linux machine in there and install all those. Because I've got a Mac, I can also do on that, but I'd rather stick to Windows machine. So most of people have got Windows machine, so I can do this exercise. Okay, Azure virtual machine quickly. You have guys seen that already before, so we just create a new resource group, call it cache rg. It's just exercise, call machine, say cache VM01. We do not need any availability zone, and let's do this Windows, and we choose this. I'll just use this one. Azure user password, the usual password. Right, we allow this password. Okay, whatever is this, accept that. Next, just make it standard, bit cheaper. Not SSD, we make it standard HD, and networking, it will create a virtual network, subnet and public IP. Next, click next. Monitoring, disable diagnostic, we don't need it. And tags, create, and with the validation passes, let's create. Let's come back when it's created. Right, our deployment is complete. If I go to resource, and what we'll do, I just copy this public IP address and I'll log on to this machine. So if I go to my remote desktop, okay, so if I click add PC, and add, and for double click this, username was Azure user and password was continue. Oops, no. Okay, so it's logging. Okay, just do next, accept everything. Right, now we've got our so if we open Edge, start without data, confirm and continue. From start browsing. Okay, don't worry about that. So if I just log on to my Azure portal now, which is portal.azure.com. Okay, my account. Okay, so we log. So the reason was that so I've logged into my Windows virtual machine. So from now I will create a Linux machine from the portal, and then we'll access from the command prompt from this machine. So just pretend we are using our Windows machine. Yeah, we create a resource, and this time we will select Ubuntu. So what we can do here, just create a new resource, say Linux RG, and call it Linux VM01, no availability zone. This is fine. Okay, and we don't B2S is fine, or we can use B2S is fine. Yeah, and this time we're using SSH key, not password. Yeah. Hello, Ravi. Yes. So we're using SSH key. So we will be logging into this machine via SSH key. So this means when you log on to before in past, every time you have to launch and use password, but now we will use SSH public key. So the public key, I'll explain to you what that means. So yes, create disk, networking. I will use the same network, which is VM201, and public key, this was fine, default is fine. SSH22, port 22, we'll be using it. Next, management and monitoring, runs, tags, validation passed, and create. See, now it is telling you download private key and create resources. So if I explain to you what will happen, say so in past, what we are doing, like we created this Linux machine with username and password. Yeah, and this time we are using SSH key. So basically, like it's like a string, like it's like a long number of digits and numbers and special characters, so people cannot guess it. So what we'll do, so when we create this Linux machine, Linux VM on the portal, so it will create a private key and a public key. So public key is for us, and this will stay on the machine. So what we'll do, we'll download this, which is like in that example is telling you, we'll show you, and download this NV. It will be like a .pm file, and we'll convert this using call putty tool. In this putty tool, you've got like a putty generator. I will show you in 2 seconds. Generator, and we'll use this key and convert it, and then after that we will use putty UI again and access this Linux machine via IP, and we'll see the console, so we don't have to put the password. So you can, as far as you got this key anywhere in any computer, you can access this machine. Yeah, so let's go back. So if we download this, download private key resources, so it is downloading into our, just have a look. So it is also, while it is downloaded, it's also creating a virtual machine. So if we go to our file explorer, and if you go to our download section, we can see our Linux key in there. Yeah. So while this is creating this machine, what we can do, if you go to google.com and search for putty download. So you can use this one both. This is the official, this is also good too. Let's try from here. Okay, so we have got for Windows, so 64-bit, we will use this. Let's install that. Open file, preparing to install, next program files, next. Shortcut we can put if you want, shortcut, install it, finish. We don't want to read this, so if you go to putty, so you see now with putty, it also created this putty gen. Remember I mentioned, so we can convert this .pem file. If we click that and we load this file, and our file is in downloads. Sorry, where is it? Please, user and downloads. Actually, all files. Yeah, that's one. If you click all files, so it is there. So if you click this, open. Successfully imported this key. Click OK – and save private key. So what we'll do is save as a private key. Should SSH key? Yes. And we save it in download again, and we call it Linux key. That's in private ppk.form. Save it, and that's done. Okay, so if we close that, now as you can see, this is our Linux machine has been created, as you can see that. So if I click copy this public IP address, remember in Windows we used to do SSH username at public IP address, and then it used to ask you for password, but now this time we were using public key. So we've got public key already created, as you can see here, Linux key. We converted a spam into our private key. So what we'll do now, so if I go to this tool, the one I just said, PuTTY. So this PuTTY is like accessing Linux machines. So we go to session and SSH auth credentials. So we browse for the private key. So private key was here, Linux key, open and open. Okay, that's done. So if I go to logging section and the session here and type the public IP address and click open, see, you can see accept and log in as a Linux user. Okay. Yeah, as I can see, I typed the wrong username. So let's try again. So if I go to PuTTY again, PuTTY, and type in the IP address, open, and it is Azure. Fine, this is not doing it. Let's try again. Azure user. Yeah, correct. See? So it is connected. So we just typed the user in. That's it. You logged in. So we don't have to put password. So now we can check. So we can see the file. We can create files. This is our Linux machine. Vim say cache dot text. So this is our escape. And if you do ls now, you can see cache text created. Yeah. You understand? So I can repeat again and explain to you quickly. So what we have done, we created a virtual machine, a Windows virtual machine. That's, you don't have to if you're using Windows. So you created a Linux machine, and after creating the Linux machine, it asks you to download the SSH key pair, and then after that you also downloaded a PuTTY from that website, from a download. So what we did, we used PuTTygen, and we created reload, and we added our PEM key. So we use our PEM key, this one, but I'm not doing it now because I've done it already. So after that's created, we use that file, and then we open our PuTTY, and in our PuTTY session, what we did, so if I, for example, if I do exit, so if we launch again and if you see, still that file is there. So if you browse and click that and go to our session, login, session, copy public IP address, open, and Azure user, that's it, you're in. If you check it again, ls, our file is there. So we have successfully created a Linux virtual machine using SSH key. Thanks for watching. See you guys again. Please, if you like it, comment, or any queries, please comment me in there and I'll try to answer it. Thank you very much.